listening to The Nasty Table, the premier source for tabletop role-playing actual play. Now come on in, relax, and pull up a seat to The Nasty Table.
Hey guys, Joe here, checking in to wish you a happy holiday season and remind you to check out our website, www.thenastytable.com, where you can purchase any of our merchandise. We have shirts, sweatshirts, stickers, mugs, and a whiskey glass, so be sure to check that out. More importantly, I did want to also just talk to you before we get into this episode here. This episode has an audio issue that was difficult to fix. Can blame it on not doing the proper microphone checks, blame it on our equipment, but I tried my best to fix it up in post, but there is a consistent buzzing noise. It only occurs when people at the table are talking, and I tried to clean it up, like I said, as best as I can, but it is still persistent. So I just wanted to apologize deeply. We are still trying to figure out exactly how to run all this podcast stuff, and it has gotten better. We have made consistent weekly releases since our flagship show launched, and throughout that time, this is the second audio problem that we've ran into across over 100 episodes. And while we're really proud of that, I do still want to deeply, deeply apologize for the ones that do come up. Like I said, it's just this consistent buzzing noise. It begins about 10 minutes into the actual recording itself, and it only happens when people are talking. I tried to fix it, and I think I did a good job, but just wanted to give you a heads up on that. With that out of the way, and without further ado, please enjoy episode 22 of the Nasty Table 12 Gauge, Special Agent W.F. Parker.
On the last episode of 12 Gauge,
Guys having sex with other guys.
How's she look? Does she still look like a person?
Oh yeah, absolutely. He's a human being.
Let's get out of here. How are you starting this thing?
I'm gonna light these burners and run out. Let's just run to the car. So we're gonna lighten the burners and we're sprinting out. Gallion, we have to go now. That building's gonna blow and you are gonna fucking die.
Gallion, you see the door fall forward and hit the ground. What knocked that door down or what was behind it, you have no idea. Bergamo burnt down. How quick can you guys get here?
If we can get that case somehow from her, buy ourselves some time, some breathing room.
I think I know who blew up the building. Ravenna Michelle's. Pin it all on her.
Her business is looking at closure. You guys never stop surprising me, man. Oh, I can roll for drive. 4. Let's go.
How's everybody's week?
1d4 minus
Long,
1.
hard.
1d4 minus 1.
Very busy.
Shitty, man.
What happened?
It's just
What's
fucking
wrong?
tired all week.
What happened? You were sick, right?
Yeah, kinda, but
Feeling
like
better?
no. Like it's not like I don't even want to say that I was sick. Like I just had like fucking headaches all the time.
You just weren't 100%.
Yeah, I still don't feel 100%, but
There's definitely one more.
close enough to 100% for it to matter. I've actually been working really hard on the new D&D campaign that we're starting, like finalizing the map and writing a lot of stuff for that. But I find myself currently, I have an idea for a Delta Green one-shot and a D&D one-shot. The D&D one-shot would be a little bit longer than a one-shot. It would probably be like a mini campaign, maybe like 13, 14 sessions, 7 sit-downs. But yeah, that's where my head's been at recently. I had a question for you guys that I wanted to ask because it was something that I was reading. I read this article. It was like a 5-page long article on TTRPG stuff. And a lot of the people who run games think they're like the best shit since sliced dick. So they talk really highly of themselves. Their heads are up their own ass. But one of the things that I got out of this article was this idea of role-playing where there's 2 kinds of role players, and I'm curious which kind you guys are, because I never really thought of it this way. I never thought that there was a different way to role play, because I've always done it from my end a very specific way. So they say that there's 2 kinds of role players. Either you are acting through the character, or you are acting at, like shrouded in the character. So either you say there's a situation where you have to make a decision in character, and so the two different ways to do it is either you think, all right, this is Agent Dickweed. Agent Dickweed would probably do this, so that's what I'm going to do. But then the other people wear their characters almost like clothes, where they don't stop, they don't think. It's just like you're so surrounding yourself in this character that any decision that you make, because you have a deep understanding of that character, would be what the character would do, because you are acting as the character. So it's people who act through the character, people who act as the character. So I've always done it as a DM, any kind of NPC that I have or anything like that. I've always acted as if I'm wearing the character like a cloak, like it's a mask. Every single time that I'm a character, I done my due diligence to fully understand that character and know the decisions that they would make. And if I don't have that already prepared, that's something that, you know, based off of their backstory and their lore, I'm able to come up with decisions on the fly. So if there's a character that I have that's, you know, really business oriented and they're really about like getting their goals, like if it's a lawyer or something, and then someone asks them like if they have kids, well, no, I didn't write down whether or not they have kids, but based on the character, no, of course they wouldn't have kids. They're too, you know, career focused. They don't have the time for it. So that's how I do it. I'm curious how you guys kind of do it. How you guys approach roleplay as it is like that?
I mean, as I like do this more and of course learn Vinny more, because, you know, we're developing the characters as we go. You know, we drew them up and then now we're giving them life. I feel like it becomes skin, like eventually, like at least for me, like, yeah, like I am when I'm role playing, like I'm Vinny, and it's easier because I casted a character that's just a stretch on who I am.
Everybody says the first character you make is yourself,
and that's why it's easier. But I think in the future, yeah, like it's just a mask.
With that being said, I don't think that one's particularly better than the other. I don't think that you're more skilled of a role player just because like you know the character. Because there is something to be said about being able to accurately interpret your character. So yeah, you came up with it, but at the end of the day, you are also like, this is a separate entity now. Like you have made a character, so it's up to you to interpret that character, their motivations, their actions, and, you know, what drives them and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I'd agree with that statement, because like I had thought that my character was going to turn out a little bit different than some of the actions that have put forth, and that's just kind of something that happened just because of the things that happened. And I'm not going to lean into some of the backstory yet, I guess.
Are you able to separate your character from your own personal decisions?
Not necessarily. I feel like they're in line with one another. In most cases. I mean, there are definitely certain situations where, like, I feel like Johnny's a very curious guy, and I'm playing, and for me, when I play, I want to figure out what the hell is going on, or as much as I possibly can. Like, that's my motivation into the story, so to speak.
That's why I said my character's like a stretch on who I am, because, like, obviously I'm cool with bending the laws, but I can't kill anyone. Like, I run over an animal and like things. I think about it all day.
Right.
Well, I mean, I definitely think that there's something easy about making a character where you understand a certain personality trait, and then just multiplying the intensity of that to kind of get a good gauge on that person. This is something that we have been talking a lot about at the other table, because they're in the process of making new characters for D&D. So something that I made clear to them, something that I like to see when players come up with characters, are these anchors, keystones. You could call them crutches, but I don't like to call them crutches because they're not really crutches. These things that are non-negotiable for your character. So I think that it's important for you guys. I mean, yeah, we made these characters, but they're still changing, and you can still interpret them different ways, to try and identify these things that are non-negotiable for your character, something your character would never ever do, something your character always does. So in D&D, one of the examples I gave is like, so you make a character, and like one of the non-negotiables for this character, one of the keystones, like this anchor for the character, is that he's hypervigilant. He's hypervigilant all the time, so that means he's always going to take first watch. He's always going to be looking over his shoulder. He's always going to be doing that, because if you take the time to identify those things about your character, it makes role-playing your character a little bit easier, because you know what your character is, you know what's important to them, and that can extend into motivations too, but for the most part, personality traits, I think it's really important. People aren't like that. But as actors, as players at a table, it's nice to have those things. I don't think that there's any person in the world that is 100% stalwart and stuck on one particular thing and non-negotiable about one particular thing, but I think that it's important to identify them for player characters in a tabletop role-playing game. I think it makes it a lot easier when you have those kinds of things. So that's just something that I would keep in mind going forward, because that's also something that I take for my approach for NPCs. Because you guys are just playing one character. I have a million NPCs that I have to play. So it makes it a lot easier for me to separate the different personalities by understanding what is not negotiable for them. That's something that I think would benefit you guys if you feel like you're struggling to carve out a personality for these guys. I don't think anyone is. I think that you guys all have 4 pretty distinct personalities. But it definitely would help, I think.
I think one of the hardest things is separating personal knowledge from character knowledge sometimes when you're playing someone for a while. Because something that was hard for me is I had to remember that, yeah, I know a lot about bugs, but Vinny does not.
There is a super, super cool trick. And all it is looking me in the eyes and saying, would my character know that?
No, yeah, and I did.
I
didn't do any bug shit because I just know Vinny, no, he's like, ugh.
If you have a question, ask it, especially with character. That's a big thing, and I noticed that people have a hard time doing that. Asking me, would my character know this? My character has a background in this. Would they know this? Or my character's probably never seen this, but do you think maybe they heard it in passing or something? And there's some stupid shit that I say. It was a question about, like, I think we said, like, law. It was something in law a while ago. And I was like, yeah, dude, if you have watched any episode of LFVC, oh my god, Law and Order, SVU, or CSI, or anything like that, like, you have a basic understanding of that. So, don't assume your characters are stupid to stuff that you might think might be specific knowledge, but probably isn't.
What's different about, like, playing and listening to LFECU, like, I can sit here and question almost constantly, and I can almost not ask you questions, but it's something easy to talk about and to come up with my own conclusions, versus this, even if I am coming up with my own conclusions, it's hard to also include them in my character, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and then that comes to, I don't want it to ever be black and white.
Right.
Where you guys feel obligated to separate any thought that you have as a player from your character's actions, because just because something's apparent to you doesn't mean it's not apparent to your character. If you put a piece together, if you put a puzzle piece in place in your head as Justin, Johnny put the same puzzle piece in there. Don't do that to yourself. If you have some sort of breakthrough in an opera that you're on and you put a piece together and you're like, oh, well, Johnny's probably focused on something. Don't do that. Separation of character and player is very important for roleplay purposes, but for the core gameplay. And that's honestly what the core gameplay loop is here, guys. You guys are solving puzzles. If you put those pieces together, your character did too. I want that to be something that you guys are comfortable with. If you could only eat one sandwich for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Italian hoagie.
Chicken parm.
Yeah, it's just like prosciutto, Genoa.
People answer this question too quickly. Cheeseburgers, grilled cheese.
You're counting that as a sandwich? Like it's a hot dog
Chicken
sandwich
parm.
then?
No, a hot dog's not a sandwich, but a cheeseburger is a sandwich. Cheesesteaks are sandwiches. Take the time, really,
Why is a cheeseburger a sandwich but a hot dog isn't? It's meat between bread.
It's meat between 2 pieces of bread.
What if you break the hot dog bun on accident?
Then it's a sandwich.
What about the hamburger? Like the same way, where they're attached?
Yeah,
I don't know.
I guess
I could cheat code the hamburger and put it on a fucking roll then. Fuck you.
No, but you always
If that's
tear
all-
the bread, because if you had a burger that was fitting in that weird, like, half-open sandwich, you'd have, like, half the burger sticking out.
Yeah, but what about, like,
Not if you
cheesesteaks
cut the patties in half and just kind of lay them in there.
That sounds more like a chopped cheese.
No, chopped cheese is
A little different.
Sounds close. I didn't say it was. I said it sounds
They
more
do.
like a
They
chopped
make
cheese.
so they make those. It's actually one of my favorite things to order from Angelo's up the street is a cheeseburger hoagie.
I had one from Marino's Yesterday, last
fucking
night. It was
awesome.
so fucking
It's
good.
delicious. I don't want to get into the whole hot dog sandwich thing.
He lost that battle.
It could be. I don't see a I see a hoagie roll as a appropriate.
I was simply
appropriate
saying that
vehicle.
if you were going to limit me into a cheeseburger being a sandwich, I wanted the
I
hot
think
dog
that
to be included.
I think that you are unironically insane and demented if you don't think that a cheeseburger is a sandwich.
I think then under that basis, you are also just as demented for not calling a hot dog a sandwich. Is what I'm saying.
No. I think if you were to poll the
I'm
entirety-
willing to accept the delusion if you are.
It is no delusion. I think that if you were to go door to door to every single household in America,
Let he who is
You're
not
just
crazy
talking over
cast
me.
the
You were
first
just
stone.
talking over me.
He's louder, so he's right.
Exactly. If you go to every single household in America and you ask, is a cheeseburger a sandwich? Is a hot dog a sandwich? The vast majority of people will say that a cheeseburger is a sandwich versus a hot dog.
The letter J is not even 500 years old, bro.
Yeah, restaurants would disagree though.
Yeah, sure.
If you go into any American bistro, look at the menu. There's a sandwich column. There's no
Rapture
cheeseburgers in there. They have their own
scripture.
burger section.
Am I honestly at a table with 4 other people who are going to argue with me right now that
Yeah.
a cheeseburger is not a sandwich?
If a hot dog
Burger
isn't,
If a hot dog isn't, I'd agree with that statement.
Ham sandwich, turkey sandwich.
That's the crux.
Hamburger sandwich.
It's a
you have to pick both.
No, dude, no.
You can't pick one and not
this
the
is
other.
like a logical. This is a gross logical error because the concept that I'm working off of right now is the fact that a hot dog bun is not a proper vehicle for a sandwich, whereas a bun is. It obviously is.
Can I throw a wrench in the conversation real quick?
Yeah.
I think where we're getting lost.
A hoagie roll connects at the bottom.
You keep cutting people off and talking over people. Explain your point.
Okay. My take, and I want to be clear, I'm in agreement with Joe in this argument, but my take in this is if you look at a sandwich as just meat between 2 pieces of bread, that's throwing you off. Look at the condiments that are typically on a hamburger versus the condiments that are typically on a hot dog. A hamburger can have lettuce, it can have tomato, it can have...
Hot dog can too if you want.
Yeah, but it doesn't typically. We're obviously looking under the lens of common perception.
And I feel that is why a hamburger would be included in the sandwich discussion over a hot dog, because a hamburger would feature the same condiments that you would find on any typical sandwich.
Sandwiches are a spectrum.
And I'm willing to include hot dog into that spectrum.
You are seeing this so black and so white. You are seeing this as a binary option. Either it is a sandwich or it isn't. A hot dog could possibly be a sandwich. A cheeseburger is a sandwich. That's the difference here. You are seeing this binary. It is not binary.
Cheeseburger could also not be a sandwich, though.
Tell me why. Tell me why. Why couldn't it? Why?
Could put it on a hot dog roll because it's not a proper vehicle for a sandwich.
I'm not. Now you're changing the bread. I'm talking about a fucking McDonald's McDouble is a sandwich. There is no arguing with that. You can't.
You call a chicken sandwich, and that's on the same bun as a burger.
So
If you change the bun, dude. If my grandmother had wheels, she would have been a bike. If you change
A
the
Nathan's
bun,
hot dog is a sandwich.
fine.
There we are.
We are.
But I think that you can make an argument against that. I'm not saying that I'm going to do that, but I'm saying that an average person, blue collar, fucking workaday week guy, lunch pail in hand, would argue that a hot dog isn't a sandwich. No fucking person who has any semblance of 2 brain cells to rub together and make fire would ever argue that a cheeseburger is not a sandwich.
I have a new take. And I think it removes hamburger from the sandwich conversation. Hear me out. Those items are named after the meat. A ham sandwich, an Italian hoagie, always has that preceding it. But a hamburger is called a hamburger because of the meat. A hot dog is called a hot dog because of the meat. It's not called a hot dog in a bun. It's just called a hot dog. And a hamburger is called a hamburger because
Bing,
it's the
bang,
meat
boom.
between those buns. And I think in order for something to be classified as a sandwich, which again would remove hot dogs from the conversation, it would have to normally have sandwich after it. A chicken sandwich.
And I am
Now, is
simply
a hot
saying-
dog more closely, or is a hamburger more closely related to a sandwich than a hot dog? Absolutely. But for the topic of conversation, I think it's fair to say that those two items are named after the meat that lies within it.
And I'm not arguing either side.
I don't think that it's an issue of.
I'm saying they belong on the same side together, whatever side you pick.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying that the logical fallacy here is understanding that this argument is binary. It is not a yes/no question on whether or not it's a sandwich. It's, I guess it's a sandwich. But other things, if I put a BLT in front of you, that's a sandwich.
That's a sandwich.
And that was one of the. I was stuck between BLT and Italian.
Everybody knows that a BLT is a sandwich. But if I put a hot dog in front of you, now you have to go through some mental gymnastics to explain to me how it's a sandwich.
Same with the
Do you
hamburger.
want to hear the gymnastics right now?
I think
Apparently so.
I think it's less of an argument for a hamburger. I will say that. There's also something called a hot hamburg sandwich, which features hamburger in the same form. It just doesn't feature like
Like a
cheese,
sloppy
lettuce,
Joe?
I mean, I think that I need to be fucking put in a mental institution if I'm seriously, like, getting fucking explained that cheeseburger is not a sandwich. Honestly.
I'm literally just saying.
Honestly.
I'm not saying it isn't.
But you're saying that an argument can be made against it?
No. I'm saying that an argument can be made if you are a person who considers a hot dog a sandwich because both those items are named after the meat that resides within it.
I don't think this is a word game thing. I don't think it has to do with the verbiage. I think that this is strictly an analysis of the structure, an analysis of the vehicle, an analysis of the ingredients. Is a grilled cheese a sandwich?
Yeah, it's a grilled cheese sandwich.
Okay.
So can I bring up the closest thing to a hot dog that is absolutely considered a sandwich?
I think we're going to say the same
An
thing.
Italian sausage sandwich.
Yeah, I was going to say the same
Yeah.
thing.
It is the exact same thing, except it's
On
It's a
hoagie
very
roll.
unfortunate
I've never had an
revelation.
Italian hot.
No, it's on
That's
a
my
club roll.
point. That's my
It's on a club
point.
roll.
Is the vehicle for it a hot dog bun? If you take a fucking beef frank hot dog and you put it on a hoagie roll, it's a sandwich.
So is a
you're
beef
just a
wrap the
sicko.
same as a hot dog, but like different meat inside? Because that would
No,
be
it's a
considered a hot
sausage.
dog.
You're
Lots of
also
sausage.
you're also missing the point in that when you have a Italian sausage sandwich, you're probably including things that wouldn't normally go on a hot dog,
Green
like
peppers.
green peppers, onions,
Relish.
which you don't put relish on
a hot dog.
No, not on a fucking
On a hot dog.
Right, that would be the vice versa, right?
relish.
Like,
Is pickles.
Well,
not peppers.
actually, you know what? To poke a hole in that, they put up chopped onions
Yeah.
and chili
like
and
a
other stuff on
full-blown
hot dogs.
hot dog?
Bro, have you seen fucking
But not
Chicago
lettuce,
hot dog?
not tomatoes.
So would you call a chili dog a sandwich?
I
Ooh, that's a statement. That's a...
I'm asking you. I'm not making a
That's a-
point here. I'm literally
that's-
asking you. Would you consider a chili dog to be more of a sandwich than?
I think my main problem here, and I think that this can kind of be traced back pretty far into this argument. I think it has to do with the vehicle, with the bun. I think
anything-
I think I just have a problem with a hot dog bun.
anything on a
Yeah.
hot dog bun.
You have a
should
personal
not be
vendetta against
considered-
hot dog buns.
I can
And
get
I
down with
don't,
that.
because when I was little and I went to camp, they used to make hot dog buns in the garlic bread, and that shit slapped.
I used to make peanut butter and jellies out of
That doesn't help the sandwich argument, but I just have a personal love for hot dog buns. They're soft and fluffy.
So, I mean,
Jenny has made it's almost like a s'more. She'll take a hot dog bun and she'll put chocolate in it and marshmallow fluff, and she'll microwave it, and it makes like a s'more, and it's actually pretty banging.
S'more sandwich.
Is s'mores a sandwich? Is a s'more a sandwich?
man,
I think it's a dessert sandwich.
I would
Yeah.
consider it. I would consider it.
Like
I think it's like
by
I think it
definition.
is
It's an
dessert.
ice cream
I
sandwich.
think it is like a dessert cousin of a sandwich.
That's
yeah.
an ice cream sandwich.
It's two items sandwiched between two separate pieces
Yeah,
of thing.
but
form is there.
If you're to take that analysis of it, then that invalidates any kind of hoagie or grinder.
No, yeah, no.
Sausage.
Like-
and I wish it was that easy, but you know a hoagie's a sandwich too.
No, it's
That's
not.
what sucks.
It is not a sandwich in the way where you say like, "Oh, what sandwich would you eat for the rest of your life?" You can't answer s'mores. I'll fucking kill you. That is not what we're asking, because we're asking. The question you're asking is what
Constitutes a sandwich?
lettuce tomato fucking
Can it be a hot
combination would you eat for the
sandwich?
rest of your life, basically.
Roast beef, hot roast beef sandwich.
Or that.
I was going to say a chicken Italiano sandwich,
Yeah,
but
with broccoli rabe and
I think I'm gonna go hot roast beef with sharp grove.
And when you look
I
at
had
it,
that for
heater.
dinner tonight, and it was fantastic.
It
always- it's stupendous.
It always hits.
Even like roast pork,
Yeah.
roast pork with sharp provolone and broccoli rabe, I love. But I would just pick an Italian hoagie. That would be my answer for.
Because there's multiple Italian hoagies.
No. The caveat is that it has to have the same
Oh, fuck.
ingredients every single time.
Chicken parm every day of the week,
So-
twice on Sundays.
Prosciutto, imported ham.
What's nice about the Italian hoagie is if that's like your last sandwich, no one could ever fault you for smelling like it ever again.
True. I actually would have a pretty decent cover.
Also,
only allowed to eat one
Italian
sandwich.
and I mean, Italian's kind of a cheat code because you could just go to different places that have
No,
different
that's what he
Italian
just
makeup.
said. It's gotta be the same
makeup.
same.
Okay.
So I think honestly, if I were to just
That
pick
would
it,
be-
I don't think that I would just like pick a sandwich. I would have an Italian sandwich, like an Italian hoagie, but the way that I make it, where it's Italian dressing as the base instead of mayo or oil and vinegar. I just use Italian dressing, provolone, pepperoni, Genoa salami, turkey, pickled eggplants, no lettuce, onions if I have it, and that's it. That's my favorite sandwich.
No lettuce, no bullshit.
That got my energy up. Thank you for that. I needed that. Let's get a recap of that last session. So, with Gonzo and Galleon leaving Tampa, back to the Motel 17 in Lakeland, the other half of G-Cell finds themselves there in. It's currently 11 p.m. Leaving Tampa, are there any conversations that happen on this drive over there, guys?
Hey, Galleon. I mean, you don't think that we're on the hook for anything, do you?
No, I mean, we covered everything. Garth made it look like an accident. Place is burnt to bits. I mean, all she knows is I was there checking in on the tenant. She wouldn't let me in. But we checked to make sure she was alive. We were trying to warn her about the upcoming extermination, and she wouldn't let us in, didn't want to hear us. Put herself in that position.
Alright, I'm just making sure before we wrap this whole thing up. Seems like we got pretty much everything we need to get done.
I definitely think we need to iron out details of a story.
Yeah, agreed.
I think we need to do our due diligence to at least come up with some semblance of a timeline of we need a conclusive story to deliver to her, and, she questions us on why we didn't tell her anything back there. We can say it wasn't an official report yet. We had to consult with... She's not entitled to our information.
Right. Alright, let's get back to the guys and see what we need to write down.
Anything happen in the 45-minute drive, that time that passes in the motel room?
I think we were just watching Law and Order.
You're watching Law and Order?
You guys staying up waiting for them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. So 45 minutes does go by pretty quickly. There's not a lot of traffic, so maybe you cut the drive down to maybe about 40 minutes instead. You're able to get there. You pull up to the motel. Step inside.
Yep.
Okay. So it's about say quarter to midnight as Garfield and Gauze, you guys, I imagine, would have the door locked.
Yeah.
Hear a knock at the door.
Probably get up and check the peephole.
Checking the peephole to see a beautiful Galleon and a beautiful Gonzo. You guys step inside. The four of you reunited once more.
Hey,
Hey, so what happened?
it's burnt down. But we might have a little bit of a pickle.
What?
Captain is taking this under her jurisdiction. Arson team's going to be doing their investigation in about 8 hours. And we don't really know what's left.
We can't let that happen.
So what do you think? We go back?
May as well start driving down and talk about it on the way there. I mean,
It was pretty hot. I don't know. It's going to take some time before we can even go looking through that stuff.
it's been what? It took you guys 2 hours.
Did they say when they were going to do their investigation?
They said in about 8 hours from the time we left. So
So what, 7 hours? Six
It'll
and a
be
half
about
hours?
7 in
Yeah.
the morning.
Time's it now, midnight?
Just about.
6 a.m., yeah.
get some rest. Set an alarm for 3.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Get as much shut eye as we can.
If you guys want to do that, I'll start driving. You guys can sleep in the car. We should get over there.
Fuck.
Alright. I checked the microwave. How the bugs going?
They're good. Bugging around.
Just making sure.
Alright. Anything in here we should take? You gonna get the bugs?
Yeah, grab everything. Might as well clear out of here. Doubt we'll be coming back.
Clearing out of Motel 22.
Yep.
Okay. Packing up all your goodies and leaving the motel. Back into... You guys still have both vehicles? Is that correct?
Yes.
Or did you return the RAV?
I don't think we returned it, but we tried to keep it as clean as possible. Yeah, and we tried keeping it clean.
Okay, yeah. I mean, you guys got the RAV, you guys got the Kona.
Yeah. If we wanted to sleep one car, I can just drive it. You guys can, if you want to sleep on the way.
It's only an hour. I'll drive the other one. Might as well keep them both
Yeah,
together.
fuck it. We're not gonna sleep tonight. Stop at a gas station, get some energy drinks.
Yeah.
Okay. So, making your way out of the motel, out of Lakeland, and back to Tampa.
Yeah.
Okay, as you guys are driving, it is incremental in its approach, as well as, taking hold of you guys in different varying degrees, but exhaustion does kick in. Until you guys get decent shut-eye, you're going to add 20 to every single roll that you make. But eventually you reach Tampa. Probably at about 1 o'clock, I'd say. Where are you guys heading?
You guys want to go check out... Oh, wait. We're in two different cars. Shit. I give him a call. Throw it on speaker.
Who? Calls?
Calls.
Calls.
Yeah.
Phone rings.
Answer it, throw it in the speaker, put it in the cup holder. What's up?
You guys want to meet over on site? Check out the, what's left of the place? Start going through it now. Hold off.
Let's meet in that bar parking lot down the road, I think.
Alright, that works. That works.
Okay, so heading to the bar. Pulling up to the bar, you guys probably following each other pretty closely throughout this drive. So it's not too hard to get a parking spot there. Looks like it's closed. No one's coming in, no one's going out. Lights are off.
Did we pass the scene?
No, coming this way, it would be up the street, the scene.
Okay. So when you guys were there was there a big presence there? Police presence?
I'm asleep.
Are you trying to sleep?
Yeah.
Okay, alright. It's just an hour nap isn't gonna kick off exhaustion, but it'll probably help for roleplay purposes, I would say. You'd need, extended sleep to avoid those.
I probably wouldn't wake him up. I would hop out of the car.
Yep.
And then go over
Yeah, I'll
to Johnny,
hop out of
who I
the
know
car.
is awake because he was driving.
Yep.
Hopefully.
No, it's on autopilot. Yeah, I hop out of the car and I go, there's what, 5, 6 cop cars I imagine, and then 2 or 3 fire.
2 cop cars, 2 fire engines, and an EMT, an ambulance. Or, I'm sorry, two ambulances? No more than 2 of each.
Ambulance.
Ambuli.
Yeah, multiple ambuli were on site.
I forget. Did Gonzo talk about some of us being on assignment somewhere else on the phone where I would have heard it? On the phone call with Perez, yeah?
I told Captain Perez I didn't know if I would be able to get everyone down there.
On the phone.
On the phone.
Where we all heard
Where
that.
we were all there.
Okay, so I do know
We
that.
never had to use that cover.
Yeah, we didn't say where you were or whatever. So us all getting back there is really just all getting to site for the first time.
Okay, yep. That works. Alright,
Because we took a cursory glance around and left.
right. Okay.
And I guess I just explained all that in character.
Yeah, I'm imagining anytime that you guys are cross-pollinating and catching each other up to speed, you're sparing no details unless otherwise told to me.
Yeah, I was trying to remember if that was my character knowledge or not.
Yeah.
Well,
You want to go head over?
you want to leave him sleeping here and we'll head over and just swing by?
Yeah, we'll let him get some
He'll
shot.
know- Yeah, we should be fine. We'll just swing by, see how many cops are there, and
I step out of the car.
Okay.
Alright, what are we doing?
we get back in the car. We're gonna swing by the
Oh,
scene.
we're taking the cars over?
Just one.
Okay.
We'll take that one car and head over. I think Pierce is sawing logs in there. Let him get a little bit of shut-eye for now and come right back. We're just taking a quick swing around.
It's fine, I'm zonked.
quick drive-by.
Quick drive-by.
Okay.
And loop.
So in the car, driving by, it's a straight shot right up to the scene. You do see one cop car stationed across the street. You just drive past it. Okay, drive past it. Make a right. Make a right. Make a right.
Yep. Probably. Hey guys, you want to pull up next to that cop and see if we can't get any information from him? Let him show him our badges. Let him know who we are.
I don't think we can show our badges. Get on the scene. Was it still like smoldering?
Passing it, you didn't see like any active embers or anything like that. You didn't see any steam rising off of it or anything like that.
Okay. All right. I think we can go in.
Yeah, just in case the guy comes out. You want to go straight there, and then if the guy comes over to us, we'll flash our badges?
Yeah. Yeah,
Alright.
we can do that. We shouldn't talk to him first.
Alright.
Let's
You want to park on site? I mean, it's not like we don't have our...
let's go get Pierce and Galleon. Fuck. Let's head over.
Alright.
Back to the bar.
Back to
Yeah.
the bar.
Back to the bar. Make your way to the bar. Galleon's still asleep in the back seat.
Oh, chauffeur him. He was in the back seat.
in the passenger. In the
That's up to
passenger.
him.
In the passenger.
Oh yeah, I'd knock on the window. Yeah, it's looking pretty thin over there. I think we can get on and look around.
What time is it?
Like,
1:30.
I think 1:30.
Alright.
You guys want to drive over, or you want to take the alleyways? Walk up and...
It'd look way less suspicious if we just drove up.
Yep.
There's only one cop there, right? I mean...
Yeah, I mean,
It's
there's
1
no
a.m.
sense in us walking up to a site. I mean, that looks real weird. You're asking me.
But we're walking up from the other side.
Right, I mean, you don't think he's looking at everything? There's no building there to give us cover. I mean, he's gonna see us get there and just looking around. He's gonna come out and say something. At least if we have a reason to be there, we might as well drive up.
I guess, yeah.
Gives
Yeah, sure.
purpose. Yeah, it just gives us purpose while we're there, you know?
Yeah, that works. We can do that. Alright, let's hop in.
Yeah, the
go to
rat.
car.
Yeah, whatever. Actually, we're taking the Kona. for
Okay.
sure.
Yeah.
Taking the Kona. Driving up to the scene. Where are you guys parking?
Pulling up right into the parking lot.
Parking lot is covered in rubble.
Oh, the whole thing. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Probably. Is there street parking?
Yeah, easy enough to get parking on the street, but I'm asking specifically what side of the building. Side with the cop on it? The front-facing side or the right side?
Probably the right side.
Okay, so that's going to be opposite to where the officer is stationed.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, you park.
Yeah. Hop out. Start making our way to the site. I'm not thinking anything too much of it.
Everybody on the same page? Everybody getting
Yeah,
out?
just kind of walking out.
Okay. So, you guys exit the vehicle, step up to the scene. Much like I've described it prior, it is a pile of smoldering rubble. There's no, like, steam coming off of it. What you do notice, however, is a couple of what look like load-bearing support beams that look like they're under a lot of pressure. There's a lot here. This is a very, very large crime scene. Where do you guys want to start?
Actually, I want to start... Hey, guys, I feel like that cop's gonna be over here any minute. I'm gonna go over and talk to him, see if we can't buy some time. See if you want to look around, see if you can find anything that we don't want anyone else to see and grab it, and I'm just gonna try to keep him distracted for a little bit, I guess.
Yeah. I grabbed a flashlight, so I'll just start poking around, start in, I guess the back corner and start making my way to the front.
Okay. You guys doing much the same?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, I'm not going to have you roll search just because you're kind of taking an extended amount of time to try and really take a look at this. But you're beginning that process. Gauze, what are you doing?
I'm slowly ambling over to that cop, trying to think of what I'm gonna say.
The orb of confusion's going off
Yeah,
next
it
to
is.
his head.
And just kind of trying to look in the window, see if he's like looking at me, looking down.
Yeah. So, as you three are starting to kind of go through the rubble here, you find very, very quickly that there's a lot of points within this rubble that seem difficult to navigate. even as you're just walking, you hear like far on the other side, like something crumble, something fall down, something smash and hit the ground. But you're beginning to go through it. You see chunks of metal, chunks of like piles of wood and lumber and ashes, and you see half of an oven that's just kind of like sticking out on its side. Everything's torn to shit here. Gauze, as you're kind of halfway between, you know, where you started from and the cop, where the cop is stationed in the cop car, you see the cop's car door open, and he kind of gets out and he looks at you and he's got a flashlight out and he's kind of shining it towards you.
I pull my badge up, and first I look at it and read the name.
Otis Parkman.
And hold it up to him.
And you guys are a distance away from each other. I'd probably say maybe like 10, 15 yards from each other.
Hey, officer.
Hey.
There. We're just... Do you not hear the news?
What news?
We got the scene.
And so, like, as you're talking, he's getting closer. Are you still walking up to him?
Yeah, I'm still walking.
Or you're not standing still, you're walking?
No, I'm walking towards him.
Yeah, and so as you guys are closing the distance, he kind of, like, looks, squints at your badge. Yeah, I was told that no one's supposed to be here until 7 o'clock tomorrow.
Yeah, that was the arson investigator.
Yeah, I mean, it's for safety reasons. I didn't even know that you guys were coming.
Yeah, we're
And he
fine.
turns the flashlight off, and now you, like, his face is kind of hidden by the dark.
Yeah, we talked to the fire department. They said it was a really cautious estimate. We're just trying to get in here, make sure nothing out of the ordinary, make sure, you know, this has been 2 explosions in the past week. We're trying to make sure nothing's going awry here.
Yeah, that's what we got the arson investigator for.
He's not gonna be here for how long?
Well, I mean, I can get him down here now if you want to really get started on this.
Nah, we got 3 guys. I mean, we'll be fine.
You got an arson guy?
Yeah.
Oh. Alright. Does the captain know?
Yeah, we talked to her. We fucking woke her up. She was pissed.
Yeah, I know. I really
She seems like her rest.
Okay, alright, so when do you guys think you're going to be wrapped up by?
Can't see it taking too long.
Alright, you want extra hands? You want help?
Nah, keep an eye out, you know. I mean, you got me coming for the scene, so I trust you. Keep an eye out. Make sure no one walks up on us.
Alright, I'm going to switch out at 5 o'clock, but it'll be seamless shift, so I'll let the next guy up know, okay?
Yeah, what's your name?
My name? Officer Drummond.
Nice to meet you, Officer Drummond. I like guys like you. Fucking working with the feds, man, it's so much red tape. It's nice seeing someone who can just fucking, you know, you can talk to and like, get an understanding with.
Shifts his expression to kind of like confused. I mean, this is, if the captain knows, then it's above boards.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, if I said that shit, someone at the agency, be like, oh, I need this in triplicate. Can you CC my supervisor? You know what I mean? I feel like it's an office job anymore. I'm not doing actual work like you are anymore.
Well, I appreciate it, but, you know, just try to wrap up and seriously be careful, you know, because I was there, first responders, the fire chief said herself that it's pretty dangerous right now, so just be careful.
Yeah, no problem.
Don't go too far, you know, make sure you're watching out. You sure you don't want anything? Spotlights? Anything?
Give us your mag light?
Yeah, sure. And he kind of reaches in his belt and hands you a...
Take it. I'll give this back to you. Just swing by if we're not back by shift change.
Okay.
We should be.
Alright. Alright. Thanks, man. Yeah, just, like I said, be careful, okay?
Yeah, sure thing. Thank you.
Gives you a nod and starts walking away.
Walk away like kind of shitting myself.
Take a program point. You got an arson guy?
Yep. No, I like guys like you. What do you mean?
I don't know. He didn't lie.
You look kind of cute.
He did not lie.
We got an arson guy.
You
on
do.
it.
We do have an arson guy.
There were no lies told.
Yeah, no, I was telling the truth all the way through.
Awesome.
We got a guy who does arson. Yeah, fuck. Like,
Yeah, we got an arson guy.
fuck, duh.
Big into arson.
Yeah, 2-timer.
So during that time, you guys are starting to take a look through all this stuff. I mean, I got a couple questions for you guys. What are you looking for specifically? Are you just looking for anything that's out of the ordinary? Or do you guys have any other approach that you're taking to this?
I'm also, because you didn't mention the oven in particular, I'm looking to see if that seal made it through the fire, and kind of what the state of that seal is, because I know that we purposefully, like, cut it. So
Seal.
for the natural gas lines, because if they made it through the fire, because you didn't mention the oven.
I don't think any natural gas lines were cut at all.
Didn't we have like the rubber seals? Or
Just
the gas
pulled them
gas?
out.
Oh, that's all we did?
Yeah. I mean, you guys didn't cut them at all.
Sorry. I would like to roll forensics to look for specifically incriminating evidence.
That's what I was waiting for. Go ahead and roll forensics.
Program point.
Go ahead.
Chip fucking interfered.
Not the chip interference, man.
45, added 20, 65. On a 40.
65 on a 40, and that's with your...
Oh, I gotta roll again.
Yep.
This fucking chip out of here. Fucking chip, too much chip on my dick. Fuck. Nope. 56 hold on.
Yeah, I mean, it's really tough. It's dark out. The flashlight doesn't help. And you can feel it. You can feel like it creeping in, where you're just kind of like looking and you're trying to like take a look at like the burn patterns, and you just kind of like blink hard, and your eyelids feel really heavy. Tough to tell. You have a feeling that with some advanced analysis, extrapolations could be made, possibly. You don't feel like this was perfect, even through its entire execution. You know that there's no way that it could be 100% airtight.
Knowing, with my knowledge, since I set up the fire downstairs, I should know exactly what area I tampered with. I would like to look at that.
Yeah, and you can see it best you can under rubble and detritus, basically where the kitchen was.
Am I able to make logical assumption that, like, a forensic investigator is going to do his investigation here probably and look at this spot?
Absolutely. He's going to look at the whole thing.
Is there a structure remaining with what I tampered with? Like, there's stuff to look at? What am I looking at here?
You are looking at rubble.
It's just fucking bits.
Yeah, but you don't know what an arson specialist would be able to pull out of bits. You don't know what's important for an arson analysis.
Okay.
Based off of that forensics roll.
Cool.
That material's still there. The metal hasn't burned. You still see bits of oven and countertops and stuff like that. The pipes are there too. You know, and they've kind of had their coverings, you know, the drywall busted out of place, but, yeah. Galleon, are you looking for anything in specific?
Yeah.
What are you looking for?
Anything that could be perceived as, I would say, organic matter in an inorganic structure.
Yeah, and so you're beginning that. I'd say, guys, I mean, you have the feeling that this is going to take you a long time. 4 or 5 hours.
Yeah, about till when almost before the arson specialist.
If you guys are working through the night, yeah. To really feel like you covered this with the goals that you have in mind.
Yeah.
Gauze, you step up.
Haven't stepped up quite yet.
Haven't stepped up quite yet. Halfway there.
I want to pull out something old Jolene taught me.
Okay. And they're probably preoccupied. They probably do not notice this. Let me just pull this up real quick. So, Gauze, you do the thing that you're looking to do. You're going to lose 3 willpower points and 1 point of sanity.
Oh, damn. Is there any...
It regains every time you sleep.
Okay. Get 1 sanity. Alright.
Flickers of light, pinholes, looking around. Nothing.
Nothing.
Nothing. And it fades.
Okay.
Do you step up?
I step up? Yeah.
Gauze rejoins you as you guys are elbow deep in debris and detritus. It seems like it was no exaggeration exactly kind of how dangerous this would be. Almost with an exclamation point put upon it, as I need Johnny to please roll athletics for me.
98 on a 51.
You are going to lose 2 points of health as you take an errant step. Roll your ankle as it falls through whatever piece of charred wood was there. You catch yourself, and a rusty nail that's kind of hanging out there digs itself into the side of your arm, and you kind of pull it out really quick. You guys all hear him collapse over by the side as Gauze steps up.
Yo, you alright?
Ah, Jesus. Just got caught with a nail.
Jesus Christ. I look back at the cop. Anything?
No.
I rush over.
You got your
nail?
tetanus?
Guess I'm gonna have to re-up now.
Here, let me see it.
Show him the stab wound, the puncture wound, I guess.
Doesn't look too bad. Doesn't look like it was
Where's the
any kind of
nail?
artery or anything like that. It's on the ground. So it
I,
basically like fell and like slipped onto it.
I pick it up, put it in my pocket.
It's sticking out of a piece of wood.
But is it like, can I get it out of there without like a tool?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay,
So
it's
you,
like
but it's just going to take you like 30 seconds to just kind of like
then
wiggle
I
it and
put
pull
them
it out.
in my pocket.
Okay.
Because everyone's going to huddle around Johnny then,
Yeah.
right? So, I got the cop off us till 5 a.m. I told him that Perez knows that we're here.
But she doesn't. I mean, we were here, but I think I'll report to her.
I don't think we need to. I think we can look around, see if there's anything fucked up. I personally don't think we did a good job. Looks pretty leveled.
Also, we have every right to be here, and if she questions that, we can say, you know, we understood how upset she was, so we made sure that they got back to Tampa tonight, and we furthered our investigation, being since it was related to the Thomas Meyer investigation. This is related. This was his domicile.
Yeah.
Hey, do you remember what I said about Ravenna?
I do remember that. I don't know. Do we need to? I mean, the people I hold my badge on these badges don't exist.
Perez is looking for an answer. What are we going to tell her? That it was an accident and that she needs to further investigate to find out who did it? Or we could tell her
Wait.
it wasn't an
Can you-
accident and we know who did it.
Can you explain this to me? I have no idea what you're talking about.
You remember my interview with Ravenna Michelle?
Not really. You said it just didn't go well.
We lied to her, gave her fake cover that we're on scene investigating terrorist information.
Okay.
That was a complete lie. But we gave her that information that there's a terrorist in her building.
Or there was.
I mean, it's not too
And then
far of a
all of a
stretch.
sudden, her kitchen explodes. And maybe I carve a little symbol on the wall here to implicate a certain group.
Well, wait. If you told her we were investigating terrorism, wouldn't it just make more sense to say that Thomas Meyer booby-trapped this place?
No, we can completely blame her and say that she used the information we gave her to blow up her restaurant and make it look like it was part of this.
That just
What?
might send it to court. I don't know if
And
we
what?
really need to.
Ruin this woman's life for what? Thomas Meyer's already gone. This
It's
affects
either we gotta
this affects nobody. If we
somebody's
just
gotta
say-
pay for the crime.
Well, the crime was
I think
Thomas Myers. And if
Yeah.
we were to just say that we have reason to believe that he booby-trapped this place, being said he wanted to destroy evidence or something like that, or maybe personal motives, the reasons why that was behind what he did, I feel like we can just pin this all on him, and he's already dead. Case closed.
So he rigged it before he went.
Yeah. And then it was just a matter of someone flipping a light switch to set this thing off. And we could say we investigated the place and didn't notice any bombs or anything, but if he did exactly what you did on paper, maybe our flicking of the switch, or when we investigated during the daytime, we never did it. And then friendly neighbor across the street turns on her lamp and boom.
Okay.
There's a lot of places I think this arson investigation could go. I mean, we set it up with the downstairs, the upstairs. We've already got...
And I mean, you can't fault us for not smelling gas. Like,
At the end of the day, I mean, how the hell is anyone supposed to make sense of all this rubble? Well, I guess he's an arson investigator, but this isn't an arson. This is a nuke.
Would my character have historical knowledge of past arson investigations and the capabilities of an arson?
Ooh, the Triangle Factory fire. Roll history.
Oh man, he gave a historical event to go with it.
34 on a 63.
Is that with the added 20?
No. So that would be 54 on a 63.
54 on a 63. Yeah. I mean, historical events that are surrounded by arson, there is a ton of stuff they can look at.
Okay. What
Burn patterns, chemical analysis, microscopic analysis.
would Pierce be able to confidently say that an arson specialist would be able to tell exactly what the cause of this fire was?
I would say, because of the angle you're approaching this, from a historical standpoint, you know more about the steps that are taken in an arson investigation, not so much what information can be extrapolated from.
Okay, so can you relay those to me so that I can relay them to the party?
Yeah, so typically how it would go would be an analysis of burn patterns in order to find the source. Once the source has been found, they see if there's any kind of tampering that has happened on any kind of level, any human interference, whether it was an accident, whether it was on purpose. Now that's done through a couple of different ways. So they can either analyze, things on the site, valves turn, valves cut, stuff like that, any kind of accelerants that are immediately noticeable, and then follow that up with a chemical analysis. Those need to be sent off for analysis at a lab or something like that. Additionally, finding any kind of materials that were there. So in the sense of Vinny setting this fire up with paper products, they would analyze multiple samples of ash from all quadrants of this rubble in order to find out exactly what got burned.
Okay.
And if there's a high, amount of
So I guess my
paper products in one section, yeah, they would find that.
Right. I guess my follow-up question, and as I would relay it to the party, would be, we brought no material into this building in order to cause this. Anything that would have been burned would have been readily supplied in that building, and determining the location after it's already burned and collapsed would be very, very hard to do. Is it safe to assume that I can say an arson specialist will be able to deduce what caused the fire, what accelerated the fire, and exactly what would have been in here? So long as we did not bring anything foreign into this building, there's no reason to suspect that they would think that someone outside of living here could have done it.
Your extrapolations from things that can be figured out off of the steps of an arson investigation, or for you to extrapolate?
I think
I can't.
Fair
say
enough.
yes or no.
Okay, then I'll just go back to you guys.
Yeah.
Look, they're going to bring a specialist in here, just based on what I understand about what these specialists do. He's going to examine, burn patterns, potential accelerants, things like that. Garf, you didn't use anything outside of this building to break this place up, right?
no, but I think they'll be able to determine that this wasn't done by someone who's dead. Someone would have had to have been alive at this moment to set this up.
So what did you use to start it up?
I set up a bunch of paper products in
I mean, did you light it up with a lighter? Did you...
the burner on the stove. Multiple.
But the way that you had rigged it up, couldn't it have been started by the flick of a light switch?
No.
Like, if there's no possible way it could have been a light switch?
No.
Then yeah, we might be in a pickle.
That's why I was saying we gotta blame someone who's still around to take the fall.
I think you guys are forgetting that I told that cop that the captain knew we were here.
Okay.
She's gonna... I don't know if we can report back to her, talk to her. That's gonna be a can of worms. I mean...
What did that cop say to you? Is he gonna be here all night?
Till 5 a.m.
And he changes out with someone?
Yeah.
We split at 5 then?
And we have a bunch of hours. We have 4 hours.
Yeah, so if we get out of here,
That cop knows.
he doesn't even have to tell the other bozo that's relieving him anything, because no one's here. And then that guy...
He could tell
the
us already
separation.
we were here.
We kind of just discussed this. I mean, this is related to the ongoing investigation we have, and honestly, the way she spoke to us, I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility to just say, we felt really bad having so many loose ends, so we wanted to do our own independent research to try and tie the thing up.
No, we go over there to Officer Bozo, and we tell him that we've concluded our investigation. The other arson specialist will be here in the morning, and we are going to go talk to Perez right now. He has no reason to report because we are self-reporting to Perez.
We just say we rallied the troops and got them down here as soon as possible, given our lack of information so far?
No, we don't even have to tell Perez that we were here. And he's not going to either, because we're going to tell him that we're going to talk to her right now.
You don't think that'll come up? Like, hey, can you talk to the guys? Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I mean, our mission directive wasn't to help Perez solve this case. It was to find out the supernatural and get rid of it. I think we did.
Yes. But we could still be on the lam for something.
But we don't exist.
We don't exist.
That's not true. We're right here. They have physical evidence of our existence.
I pull out my badge. These people right here
I understand that.
don't exist. We could leave now.
This isn't 1930.
What does that mean?
You ever seen people that are wanted for crimes? The pictures? You want to end up on the most wanted list?
What crime do we commit?
I want to put that expression in a bottle and keep it on my shelf. That is fucking awesome.
He just broke my...
In Perez's eyes, what did we commit? Where's the proof that we did this? There's no proof we did this.
I think that we are prime suspects. And I think it is in our best interest to put us far down that list and put someone ahead of us.
Okay.
Because if we're not the prime suspects, yes, we can leave. And we're cool here. But do you want to be on another opera in Wisconsin and we're fucking wanted and then we go down that way?
You're right. Maybe we talk to Perez, we pull rank on her.
That's what I'm saying.
Just give her a one and done, and then we never.
We are an ambiguous organization.
We pulled rank. We made a broken protocol.
We're gonna provide her.
What's she gonna do about it?
We're gonna provide her the answer.
Right.
If she questions it, it's our official report.
And the official report is we have reason to suspect that Ravina Michelle, after the information you divulged in the interview, had incentive to rig up her building and blow it for
Insurance claims.
insurance.
Right.
We have reason to suspect insurance fraud, and then I guess we explained that the Thomas Meyer situation was
A nice cover-up
the
story.
the one-off work of a madman.
Right. We could also say she's going to ask for details on that. I kind of have an idea that we give her that suspicion, let her run with it, say we got pulled for something else.
We just tell her
And
that
we won't be,
our
we won't be
official
here,
report,
we're handing it back to her.
our official report is that the building went up because of Ravenna Michelle. That's what we're reporting back to our officers. And if she has any questions, she has to talk to them.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Alright.
I mean, she already thinks we don't know what we're talking about, so we'll just leave her with that. Say we got pulled off for something else.
And we're providing her with an answer for her jurisdiction so she doesn't look incompetent.
Want to do that first thing in the morning, or do you want to wait until you want to do that right now? I mean,
Right now, it seems a bit inappropriate. I think in the morning, catch her as she's coming in, say we gotta skip town. We just want to do her the courtesy of giving her our details.
Well, she's going to be on site tomorrow morning, right? With the arson investigator?
I'm not sure.
Well, hold on. I think we're missing a big piece of this. An arson specialist hasn't been here yet. We technically know exactly how this happened.
right.
Who's to say we didn't bring in one of our guys who deduced exactly what the arson specialist is going to find out anyway? And we put that in the report. We need to give some legitimacy other than the fact that you guys had an interview where you guys divulged that there was terrorist activity and she could have used it as an excuse. There's no proof, but we actually have an exact description of what happened.
I mean, from the way you were talking, they're going to deduce that anyways with the investigation.
Right, but I'm saying
we plant the seed
if we can beat the arson specialist
to the correct conclusion,
then they have more incentive to
believe us once
Yes.
they get the results back, and then that leaves our Ravenna Michelle straw man to be
correct.
Guys
more
want to go
strong. Okay.
write up a report to hand in and
Yeah.
say, hey,
Let's do that
You
report.
think,
Let's
you
do
think that bar's
report
still
first.
open?
I doubt it.
It was closed.
Is there a coffee shop, diner?
I'm calling my Adderall plug.
I don't think we leave Tampa.
Now, let's not leave Tampa yet. Let's stay around till the morning, write a report, give it to the captain, and
Why don't we just
here again.
Should we just head down to the police station and finalize the report? We get Cap as she walks in.
Yeah, I guess we could get in there. It's not like the place is closed.
No.
Yeah, let's go in. I guess. Yeah.
Make use of the office.
Yeah, the conference room.
She comes in. We pulled an all-nighter. This is what we have.
Yeah, we got word that we were getting pulled off in the morning.
We suspect that your arson specialist will come to the same conclusions we did.
Yeah. Okay.
So are you all leaving the crime scene?
Yeah, and as we're kind of starting to head over... Oh, go ahead.
We should go talk to officer.
I didn't find anything, by the way.
We want to talk to him.
You guys...
We should tell him we're all wrapped
that
up
kind
here.
of
But I was looking the whole time
We're
he
going to
was, and
report
then he
with the
fell.
rest.
That's kind of
Okay.
Yeah, no, I mean, still, like I said, it's going to take you guys hours to really take a really good look at this to make sure that you
Alright, so
check
we're
every
just kinda-
part of it.
Would be like
Yeah.
15 minutes.
If that, maybe like 5-10.
Okay.
So what are you guys doing?
I don't think we need to look at this though.
we need to stay here a little
we need
longer.
to stay here longer. We should at least look.
Oh, to make it look like we
Yeah,
investigated.
I should go ask him for the evidence
I'm actually
bags.
going to look around at some
Well,
stuff.
yeah. I just didn't understand why we couldn't leave right now. I get it.
I'm gonna go ask.
Well, wait. Why don't... You did it. Why don't you guys head down and get started on the report?
That's what I'm saying. We got to get this started.
Yeah.
All right.
Here.
Yeah,
I'm gonna talk to the officer then. I'm gonna get some. I see there's like evidence bag or something. See it make look like we're doing work.
Yeah. No, that's... Wait. We should have some evidence bags in the car, right?
I want to talk to him and put that thought in his head that we're doing work.
True. If you guys are heading back, could you check the Kona for any evidence bags or anything if you guys have anything on you?
I mean, we cleaned that thing out, but yeah, we can give it one.
The Kona?
Oh, the Kona. Sorry, not the Rav. Yeah, we can. I'll check it over real quick.
Alright.
Okay.
I'm going to keep looking around.
So, Gauze is stepping over to the police officer. Galleon is continuing searching the crime scene here. Gonzo and Garfield, you guys are leaving?
Yeah, we're gonna head over to the police station.
Okay. Alright, and you guys are taking the Kona?
The Kona, and I'm gonna before I guess we head off. I'm just gonna take a glance around. Is there any like evidence bags per se? But I guess any police investigation equipment or anything in there?
The only thing that's in there related to any kind of police operations would be the pre-bagged evidence that you guys got from the bomb. As well as the reports there, and they're all in like a little file box.
Yeah. Okay, so we don't have anything like unused
No.
at this time.
Leaving for the PD, Gauze, you reapproach the police officer, and as you're kind of like just getting to the sidewalk, he puts his window down and kind of leans his head out.
I hate to bother you.
Sure, what's up?
We use our last evidence bag.
Oh, yeah, I got some.
You got a bunch?
Yeah, and you see him like lean over and reach down, and you can see like on the dashboard is like the wrapper from like Burger King, and there's a coffee that's like in his center console. He reaches down, gets the evidence bags, and hands you out to him. It's like a roll of them. He kind of hands them out.
Alright.
Anything else you need?
Don't think so. We pretty much have everything else. Someone just forgot to grab an extra box of evidence bags.
Shit happens.
Yeah, is what it is. Thank you.
What's the build of this guy? Paint
I
me
mean,
a picture of this guy.
He looks like me. He looks exactly like me. Head to toe, he looks
I was
exactly
hoping he was like
me.
Farva.
He looks exactly like me.
Awesome.
His name's Joe Drummond. And you make your way back to the scene, where Galleon is kind of scrounging around and looking around. So my guys in the Kona, you guys are going directly to the police station.
Yeah.
You get there pretty quickly. Now my question for Gauze and Galleon right now is: are you guys both like actually taking a look here, or what?
Yeah,
what's-
if I'm going to be here for like an hour or two, I'm going to take a look.
Okay. Alright, so you guys are beginning to take a look. In the police station, you make your way in. Receptionist at the desk looks up, recognizes you, and just kind of looks back down at whatever he was doing.
As I'm walking over to her, I go, "Hey, you got a first aid kit?" Slipped and hit myself.
Yeah, there's a medical cabinet right down the hallway there.
Appreciate it.
Gives you a nod. Do you actually go to the medical cabinet?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I start grabbing some ace
Yeah.
bandages and shit.
Yeah, and you're able to disinfect it and wrap it up pretty good.
I'm down the
It's kind
hall.
of like on your forearm.
I'm down the hall booting us up some coffee.
Nice. Get a fresh pot going.
Yeah.
Double potting it.
you finish pouring it and then open up the top of it and pour it back in and then put it back in and put more coffee in. So yeah, you guys got the conference room all to yourselves. What are you guys looking to do here?
We're just gonna.
Yeah, I guess we're just
writing up this report, and we're just gonna collaborate and.
So talk to me about this report. What's it gonna? What are we looking at?
We've deduced, based on the evidence,
Write up what you did downstairs.
our arson specialist was able to determine
What's
that.
the arson specialist's name? And there is a correct answer. If you get the correct answer, I'll give you a program point. There is an objectively correct answer for what this fake arson specialist's name is. Fuck. And it's only for him.
I'm not gonna get it. Just tell me. I wouldn't.
Well, what's his name then?
Maybe Flavor Flav.
Waka Flocka Flame.
Flocka Flame?
Yeah.
Flocka Flocka.
I was looking for Agent Parker, but I'll accept Waka Flocka Flame.
No,
as
yeah,
well.
put Agent Parker. That's
Agent Waka, Special Agent Waka Flocka Parker.
WF Parker.
WF Parker.
Special Agent
WF Parker.
Hard in the motherfucking flames.
What's your middle name, WF?
Flame.
You know, people tell me I was born for this job.
WF Flame.
So, Special Agent WF Parker has extrapolated what information?
There was a intentional fire set in the kitchen, akin to many insurance fraud claims from restaurants that have been caught in the past for doing so. Based on the interview done with Ravenna Michelle, provides some transcript of that interview.
Okay.
And then placing our primary suspect as Ravenna Michelle, giving her a roundabout handoff because we are being called off this case.
You're including that in the report too?
Yes.
So basically
We are giving her a handoff to slam dunk this.
the guts of the reporter that
Because we have to go. We're being pulled.
we called in an arson specialist. He found out that this fire was definitely intentional, using methods indicative of typical like restaurant insurance fraud fires that he's seen in the past. Do you list like specifically like what it is? Like, do you go into the specifics of likely gathered paper materials on top of the burner?
I also chime in that the building wasn't up to code.
You include that in there
Yeah.
too. Question: do you include any reference to a secondary ignition source of Janice Brown's apartment?
Yeah, I also
No.
mentioned that.
we leave that out.
You sure?
Yes.
I mean,
Because that complicates Ravenna Michelle's involvement. And there's no fucking way 2 stories up fell down that there's evidence they can deduce from. They're not going to be able to tell, yeah, the fucking pipe up on the 3rd floor was fucking twisted. They're not going to be able to deduce that. That's just not. They'll be able to tell, like, yeah, there was a fucking ignition source on the bottom floor. But it fell, bro.
could have gone off on the second
That
floor.
shit fucking...
So, with all that in mind, I need you to roll bureaucracy for me in order for you to attempt to format this in a
Legible
official format.
Can I assist on this as I'm looking over his shoulder?
Yeah. Whoever has the higher bureaucracy score can roll it, and the other person can roll. If they succeed, the other person doesn't have to add 20 to it.
I have a 30.
Can I do something weird?
Give me 1 second. Let me get through this.
Dude, please, before we do this.
Alright.
Would it be reasonable for me to apply my shared program point with Ant with the understanding that when we get back, I'm looking over his report?
Let me do something different, because what's your bureaucracy?
30, and I was also going to use a program.
I was going to say that I'm preparing the guts of the report for him to touch up
kind
when
of
he
finish
gets
it
home.
up. Okay.
Because I don't have the formalities to do that.
Alright, so you're basically setting up the skeleton of this
Yes,
report.
to-
Okay,
for
alright.
him when he gets there.
Then save the roll. Save the roll. Yeah, okay. That's fine.
Yeah.
So yeah, you guys are beginning that process
Yes.
of kind of like collaboratively setting up this report, and you guys back here, and I'm imagining time is passing pretty fast here, where basically 2 hours go by for you guys, 2 hours go by for you guys back at the scene. It's like 3 o'clock in the morning. I need both of you guys to roll search for me.
Don't say it, because I'm meant to do a program.
I have to add 20 to this, though, right?
Yes.
So it is a...
Don't say it yet, because he hasn't rolled yet, and he's deciding whether or not he wants to use a program point.
No problem.
I'm gonna.
He's gonna.
I'm gonna. Fucking 90 something, 99
Yes.
on a 40. 60. 64 on a 40. That would have been a great
Callie?
Yeah, for real. It's a good
That will
thing.
be a 39 on a 60.
39 on a
Let's
60
go.
for search.
Big dubs.
There's a point, and it's late, and you guys are fucking exhausted just pulling through this wreckage and this rubble, flipping over sheets of charred drywall and gypsum board and moving. Both of you guys at one point have to like help move this oven out of the way to take a look. You cover a decent amount of it. Galleon, there's this moment where you're over near where the stairs used to be. Gauze is on the other side, and you're lifting up, moving all this stuff, and pushing these 2x4s out of the way, and your hands are black with soot, and you rub them off on your pants, and you look down, and you see underneath the rubble, staring right back up at you, unmoving, the head of a large, about the size of a dog, ant. Sharp mandibles sticking out on either side of its cheeks, upside down, looking up at you. And that's where we're going to pick up next session.
Oh, brother.
Thank you for listening to this installment of 12 Gauge, a Nasty Table production.